Hello everybody, a Sutton Reviewer here. Here on the final chapter 4 plus the epilogue because I can. Okay, so chapter 4. Oh my gosh, chapter 4 is just a mountain of freaking explanations. A lot of stuff happens, goes down in chapter 4, and I'm gonna have to go fast on this just to get stuff into epilogue because there's a lot of explanations. There's a lot of mythical with the gods and Horus, Egyptian gods, making magic circles, being comes out of back, and all that stuff. But yeah, again, I'm gonna stick to only to the major details. Not gonna go, talking about other stuff, just major details. Okay, so Toma, Fran, pirate girl, and scientist. I'm sorry, I don't remember their names. But they end up getting chased by the ghost girl, who manages to grow herself to really large thanks to the spheres around her. And their friend and the power girl, or Luca, here's her name. Luca and Fran plan on making a magic circle to bring Kamisato back, because it's the type of summoning that the Egyptians used for a different Alister from a different Egyptian time to bring back the dead and all that crap. Again, sorry if I get this wrong. Not the best expert on Egyptian summoning in history. Curse magic, whatever. But, basically, it resolves them in trying to bring Kamisato back before the others could disrupt them, their little thing they're doing. But, of course, the first time it doesn't really end up working since Nymphis is kind of summoned in a separate place, like her remaining of her pieces, I think. It's kind of weird how they do it. Like, remaining of her pieces come back because we're rejected all that stuff. You know all that biz. But Kamisato does end up coming back due to the. Again, I'm sorry for the details there. It's just really freaking long, and it was really hard for me to really focus and get everything right on this. But he ends up coming back because I think Nymphis does a switcheroo. I don't know. I think that's how it went down. Again, I'm sorry if I went wrong. It was just a long freaking chapter. It kind of bored me in a sense. It was really boring. It really was. Like, I don't say that very often, but it was just really boring. But it's just, I think I'm doing a switcheroo, and then the whole area is kind of crumbling down because, my friend brought down a giant satellite, which is now crashing down upon them, or raining down metallic pieces. But then, useless spider comes in, and they end up kind of leaving with them, and, giant zombie girl ends up grabbing the helicopter like she's a freaking Godzilla monster. But then, at the end, Kamisato does come back. He does, between the lines, he does say, hey, they're calling me, I need to leave now. So, and then we see Kihara Yujutsu. The girls are kind of behind her. We wouldn't see their faces. It's kind of obscure. But it's just, she's like, I guess this is game over, huh? But we don't really see what they do to her, which I'm guessing since Salome's there, they just rip her freaking apart. But that's just me. She could be dead. Who knows? It's not confirmed. So she could still be running around. Who freaking knows? But yeah, Kamisato does get brought back. He doesn't really show him thanking Toma or anything, because we get to the epilogue and there's a big old time skip, pretty much. I think it's like 10 weeks. I don't know if they exactly say it, but I think it was. I think it was 10 weeks. I think I don't know, but we do see it's a massive, not a massive, but a time skip. But Academy City's back in order. Useless Fighter's just on the air horn saying, "Order has returned to Academy City. You may go back to your classes now," which is just a really odd, just going from satellites falling, massive earthquakes, and magic circles, and giant zombie girls, from it's peace, honey, sappy, rainy day, just another day in Academy City. But yeah, so Kamisato comes back, he's all healthy. He's still losing an arm. Of course, they talk about replacing his stub of an arm with like a freaking drill, or like his freaking Goron Logon. But yeah, they end up making kind of funny little comments about his arm and all that. And he does leave Academy City and separates from Toma. He could come back again. Who freaking knows? I really do doubt it. Maybe he'll show up at the end showing his future or whatever, if we ever get the end of the series and he's like an adult and he's with someone. I don't know. But we do see Toma. We get a cute little Toma Misaka moment where he's just kind of checking her for like heat or if she's like has a cold and all this stuff. And of course she gets all jealous because Othinius and like Index are like chomping on him. Like Othinius is chomping on his ear, Index is chomping on his head. It never gets old, does it? But she does get. It's kind of shaky. I mean, it was a cute little moment just to kind of wrap things up and whatnot. She still seems to be able to use her power since she was lightning emitted from her hand, but who knows. But she does still seem fine. Not exactly accelerator levels of injuries, but she's okay. But yeah, we cut back to Fran, who is walking down an alleyway, and she encounters Alister, in which she was pretty much Alister's whole plan to rat out the spy. Because he even though he was even though he focused half of his attention to Kamisano and Misaka, his main attention was to get her sort of out and expose her, so he would know who the spy was, so he could capture her, and mess with her brain, all that stuff, so he can know all the secrets of what she knows about the Anglican Church and the lore. In which Fran knows this, and she's kind of freaking out, but gunshots fire from a distance, and it's Tsuji Mikado! He's back! Oh man, I missed that guy. He's so cool. But yeah, he shoots Alister like 16 freaking times and just shoots him in the head and all this stuff. But apparently, gunshots don't work on the guy, because, this series would be over if he got... Well, I doubt... Well, if Alister were to die, I doubt the series would be really over, but, he got shot. It'd be kind of dumb to build him up, and all of a sudden, oh, a freaking gunshot killed Alister, okay. But Tsuji Mikado does kind of bring up the fact that he didn't explicitly say where he was all this time. He does say, however, that Alister promised to keep his stepsister safe, Micah, from the element disaster and all that stuff, and he's like, he didn't. And he made sure and paid him back, that's for sure. But, of course, Tsuji Mikado, him and Fran talk a bit, how they're both spies. Kind of a cool little parallel. But he does say that they need to get out of there immediately because there's like a strange miasma energy, which I believe miasma. I think it might have been telesma, but I think miasma was also a magic Alister knew. Now, I should have done research on miasma on like the index. We could see what it was, but I believe it is a type of form of magic, and it's sort of emanating from him with a killer intent. So it is pretty obvious that gunshots are not enough to kill Alister. Questions what his body's made out of, but I mean, yeah. But so they end up having to leave immediately, in which Toma just kind of, walks in his dorm, which I'm guessing is fully repaired. It's a big if. I mean, his windows were kind of out, and just they kind of left him to deal with that. But I don't know, they could have been repaired. But actually, I'm kind of surprised it survived all this. It didn't get like ransacked by just random people. But yeah, he walks in his apartment, and it kind of ends off in this really, really just troll-like ending. Like, he experiences joy until it happens in the next 5 seconds, and it just kind of ends like that. So I'm sorry I didn't focus a lot on chapter 4. It's just a lot to go into. I don't want to spend 15 minutes trying to explain that and sound stupid. And it's just a lot to take in, a lot to read, a lot of info to absorb. So I'm sorry about that. But yeah, epilogue in chapter 4. Chapter 4, as I said, was really, really long. Really went into detail. Again, a lot to memorize. I got most of it with the Egyptian, summoning of the dead and all this stuff, and it did bring it back. However, the magic gods did stay, so I guess they're going to have an infinite battle in their world. But the epilogue I thought was nice, even though I thought the whole cutting to, like, a sun catastrophe, and then just going, everything's sunny, rainbows, yeah, everyone's fine, go back to your studies, and all this stuff, but yeah. And Abisika does bring up the fact that it will take some time for the girls to recover from their little brand side. Again, Shokoho. I mean, she wasn't in this, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, she just kind of got smacked on the ground and just kind of abandoned throughout the novel. Not even mentioned, but I'm just guessing she's fine. But yeah, so I really enjoy the fact Suji Mikado came back. I really hope they do explain more in depth of where he was during this whole... Like, it's obvious he made a deal with Alister, like he knew this was going to happen, but I hope next volume Kimichi does explain where he was this whole entire time and all this. But it is also kind of obvious maybe next volume won't revolve around Suji Mikado maybe popping up in Toma's house, in the next 5 seconds, how it ended. Then again, it could just be another freaking magician, who freaking knows. But it could be Alister. I don't know, man. It could be anyone. But I'm mainly guessing it's Suji Mikado, because even though he did act like he was leaving the city, like we need to get out of here, whatever. Can't stay here too long. But it's possible he could just be going to Toma's house, take him with him. But that's also possible. But yeah, so this is the end of the water ejector arc, or whatever you want to freaking call it. But I will be giving a complete overview of the arc, and I will be saying my opinion, what I thought of this arc as a whole in the future. But of course, I'll be doing the discussion video with 2 others tomorrow, so we'll probably go more in depth what we think later. But of course, I have to bring in my opinion, because even though all discussion we'll do is going to be more about the other two of my subscribers having their thoughts more than mine per se, but so I might as well bring on my thoughts now. Now, I think what's going to happen next volume, obviously next arc may be the last. Who knows? The way Kimichi was doing this arc, I felt like he was rushing it. I felt like he was really trying to get past this hurdle of going back to how he originally does things. Because we didn't really get much of Hamazura, we didn't get much of Accelerator. We didn't really get much. It didn't feel like Index to me, at least, or at least how he's been doing this for years. And he did try to further development of Tone Musica, which I liked. Yeah, I'm already giving my freaking opinion on the volume, but yeah, it's just that this volume itself felt like a good conclusion to me. It felt like a good conclusion of the arc. A lot of explanation, which in a standard Kimichi volume of Index is not much explanation. It goes into not in great lengths as in this, In this, it went to great lengths, as in others, it went very less. You understood it, you went through. But in this, it really went into just this deep, deep explanation of every single, magic and all that stuff, which I'm fine with. But yeah, so as I said, next arc could be the last. Who knows? I'm just basing this off of what happened last volume, or not last volume, but the Old Testament, where it ended on volume 22. This New Testament's getting close to volume 22. No, I'm not saying he's going to end it there. He could always push forward. It could end in volume 50 for all we know. There could be a 3rd series for all we know. Honestly, I feel like that's a possibility, but it's however he wants to do the series. Now, obvious next volume's going to be Alister. It's going to be Alister. I feel like next arc is going to be, we're going to see all our old characters back. We're going to see Style back. We're going to see Kansaki. We're going to see Accelerator and Hamazura. I feel like we're going to get all the characters back, because this arc was really, really pushing back the characters we knew and adding these newer ones, which is fine, because it's pretty much possible we won't see them until the very, very end of this series. But, yeah, I feel like we're going to get all the characters back we know and love, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that back again. Yeah. But, it's, as I said, obvious. Alister is going to be the main focus of the next volume. I feel like that's going to be that's going to be undoubtedly a thing, because he's being way more active. We're getting way more stuff about him, how his power, and he's being involved a lot more. And Kimichi's really been building him up until this moment. And Yujutsu's possibly, maybe, dead, who knows. But so I do feel like it's going to be an Alister-focused arc. And it's going to be Toma and his friends fighting him, and whoever is helping him. That's what I feel like next volume is going to be, or I keep saying next volume, arc. But, I could, it is obvious Suji Mikado is going to play a major role. Even he's the one coming up with the plan. He did say that they need someone to sort of be as a scapegoat that he knows Alister won't fight against, friends like what? And he's like, you already saw. So I'm guessing he's talking about Toma. I think it's kind of obvious. Toma's part of his plan. It's his big, guy. He's been protecting, but not really protecting, but I guess keeping an eye on. You know, he's wanting Toma since the very beginning, pretty much. So it's obvious Toma's going to play a somewhat major role. I am really excited for what's going to happen next arc. I can't wait, because I feel like we're finally going to get the bread and butter of this series. We're going to find out all the secrets. You know, what's Alister's plan going to be? You know, what's the Sun, Magic Breaker? Is Music going to get a new power-up? Is Accelerator going to, you know, do stuff? I don't know. Is Hamazura going to finally have a decent role? You know, is Tsuchimikado gonna die? Because that's what I got from this, you know? I feel like Tsuchimikado's gonna die now. You know, because he almost died in Hajite Halligation. Why the heck would he not die in this? Further the plot, you know? But yeah, as I said, I am really excited for what's gonna happen next arc. I really feel like Kimichi was really pushing out of this arc we were in. Because it was insane for the amount of just content we got from this. You know, we didn't have to wait the normal maybe 5 to 4 month time period. It was like 2, and it's just, I think the reason why Kimichi rushed this particular volume. You could tell it in some aspects, but I feel like he really was rushing this volume just to get the heck out of his not comfort zone, I guess, and get into his comfort zone. Because I really did feel like Kimichi was struggling a little bit with this. And it's understandable. This is the first time I've run into something where he does this, so it's fine. Every writer, because in the end, he did write himself in a corner with this arc. I did feel like making magic gods, these indestructible beings that no one could barely even defeat, and coming up with a way, you know, like World Rejector, all these different characters, which, you know, I'm fine with. Again, I'll be doing a whole overview of the arc, so yeah. But leave your thoughts down below. What'd you think of this arc? Do you think that it was crappy? Was it good? Was it bad? Now, what do you think what next arc's going to be? You know, do you think it's going to look like I said? It's pretty obvious it's going to be a Alister-focused arc, I'd like to say. Maybe Laura's going to be... Who am I kidding? Laura probably is going to be in it. But yeah, I'm super excited for the next arc. I can't wait, because I really do feel like Kimichi's finally going to get into things right more, showing us the characters you like. I feel like he's going to get back into the groove, you know, because I did feel like this arc was out of his groove. But, yeah, leave your thoughts down below. I'd love to read them, and I can't wait for next arc. Tomorrow's the big discussion. I'll be, of course, making a video out of that if that wasn't clear. I mean, honestly, I thought that was clear, but I did a video on it when I know it. But you could expect that to be, you know, on my channel and all that stuff. So, can't wait to do that. I feel like it's going to be really a lot of fun. But, yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.